Hi guys, so somebody dropped this comment on my last video asking for my makeup details, and then another person also dropped the comment asking for a full beginner friendly makeup tutorial. So I just thought, I would come up with this video showing you guys both the details, the product I used to achieve my makeup look, and a beginner friendly makeup tutorial. Please don't mind my voice, please. I've been very down with a very bad cold. It's the best my voice I've gotten in the last 5 days. So like, let's get into the video. Basically, if you are newly getting into makeup, the first thing you need is a brush set that contains everything you need as a beginner, and Vicabel 21 brush set is best suited for this situation. This brush has everything you need as a beginner. Your powder brush, angled brush, everything you need basically. Then after your brush, you need a beauty blender. This is the Girls Corner beauty blender. It is very soft. I mean, the effect of a very soft beauty blender in your makeup process cannot be overemphasized. So I'm just going to get into the makeup now while I show you the products I used during the process. So the first thing you want to do is moisturize your skin. Regardless of if you have a very oily or dry skin, please, you have to moisturize. And this brings me to Mismetic Moisture Potion. After moisturizing, you go in with your primer. There are two types of primer. We have the hydrating primer and a mattifying primer. This is Omari Gold Skin Canvas Hydrating Primer, and this is Vega and Esther Skin Filter Primer. So if you have a very dry skin, you want to use an hydrating primer, and if you have a very oily skin, you want to use a mattifying primer. So I'm going to be using an hydrating primer because I have a very dry skin. After your primer, you can then go in with your preferred foundation. I'm going to be using these two foundation. This is Sylvie Matte and this is Ava. So I'm going to be using this because mixing both gives me my desired shade. Please use a foundation that matches your skin tone. Find your perfect shade, something that matches your skin tone and that matches your neck precisely, please. If you have a lighter face and you have a darker neck, find something that matches your neck, please. Get your soft beauty blender and dampen it, please. Soak it in water and squeeze out all the excess water inside. Then you tap your foundation into your skin. Please, with foundation, a little goes a long way. I'm an advocate for skin like finish makeup, so you don't want to look casket ready after your makeup. And don't drag, don't do like this. Tap your makeup into your skin, please. You are tapping, you are not dragging, you are not, and then you blend. Make sure you blend. If your hand hurts, don't stop until you achieve the flawless look you're looking for. Apparently I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So I use this Norban Beauty skin finish concealer. If you want to use a concealer, use a concealer that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your actual skin tone. Apparently for me this is too light, but I really want to use this particular concealer, and this is the shade I have. So look at my placement, please. For me, I'm an advocate for a little goes a long way. You don't have to use too much. This placement is perfect for your concealer, please. So while I allow my concealer to sit, I'm going to be doing my blush. I'm using this Bicham Ageless Dream Stay Matte lip palette for my blush. So the reason we leave our concealer on like this is to allow it to dries out a little, because this is a liquid concealer. So if you give it a bit of time to dry out a little, you get better coverage than when you apply and you blend immediately. Please, while applying your blush, apply it directly above your cheekbone. Look at my cheekbone here. So your blush is supposed to be directly above your cheekbone. If you are going to apply your contour is supposed to be here, basically below your cheekbone, and then your blush is above your cheekbone. And you tap tap tap, you blend upward, please blend upward. We're trying to achieve a facelift with our makeup, so you are not blending your blush down here downward, you're blending upward. So after blending our blush, we're going to blend out our concealer. We already have enough time for our concealer to sit right now, so it's already enough time for us to get a very good coverage. So you blend, please. If you are blending, you are also tapping. Like I said, please do not drag, don't drag it like this. Just blend, tap 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 tap, blend it out, blend the edge out as well until you fully blended in. Please blend until your hands hurt. Don't stop blending until you've blended in very well. We don't want ash line, we don't want patches, so continue to blend until you've achieved your desired result. So now I'm going to get a loose setting powder of my shade to set my face. This setting powder is from Norban Beauty and is in the shade Sahara. So for a dark skin person, this is very perfect for me. If you're a light skin person, you can get Mirac in shade ginger, or you can use the translucent powder basically. We're going to go into the setting powder and use our beauty blender to get this chunk. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to apply this amount directly on my face. This is going to give me patches. So I'm going to dab this at the back of my hand and apply it on the areas that I've highlighted. This is what we call setting. I'm just going to dab it into my skin. I'm not going to apply too much, just basically tapping it into my skin in the areas I've highlighted. You guys can see, look at the end result of my setting. So after this, I'm going to get my powder palette and use a powder shade that is my exact skin tone on the other areas that I did not highlight. I'm going to be using my VET powder palette and use these two shades. These two shades, these are my actual shade. So I'm going to go in with this powder and apply it on the other part of my face that I did not highlight. Please do not apply powder on the areas you already highlighted. Our highlighted areas are this side, your T-zone and your jaw area. So I'm done applying my powder now. So I'm going to be going in with this classic blush palette and use this reddish orange shade in and do my powder blush. So I'm going to be placing it directly where I applied my cream blush, which is above my cheekbone. I'm not exactly a fan of contour. If you guys have noticed, I did not do cream contour, so I might not exactly be doing powder contour as well. So after that, we're going to bake our face. I'm going to go in with the same exact setting powder I used to set my face. So I'm going to go in with this chunk. The chunk we dusted out the other time. You might not exactly dust too much. You just want to go in since we're currently baking. So the essence of baking is to buy yourself enough time when for your highlighted area to still be popping while you do your eyeshadow, and also for the excess color from your eyeshadow to have somewhere to fall on, so you'll be able to easily dust them off when you're done with your eyeshadow. That's basically why we bake. Aside that, baking is not exactly very necessary in my opinion. After baking, we're going to go into our brows. So you get your brow tamer, and I'm going to be using this brow tamer. The name is Browmatic by Damel. All the products I've been using are Nigerian makeup products. Can you imagine? Look how good the makeup has been looking so far. We don't give ourselves credit enough for it. You don't have to buy expensive makeup products to actually achieve a flawless finish. You don't have to use Fenty, you don't have to use MAC, you don't have to use, I mean, they are good, but if you don't have enough money, you can use this product and still slay. So you want to brush out your eyebrows, you tame them down basically. After doing that, you can use the excess powder on your beauty blender and tap it on the eyebrows so as to give it a matte base and for your eyebrows to pop. So for my eyebrows, I'm not a pencil girl, I'm a brow gel girl. So I'll be using this Adventure Gel Liner in the shade brown. I'm running out of time, so I don't know if I'll be able to fit all this video into one part. So I might have to do a part two, but let's see.